Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are officially in 2026, a new year, same chaos. Today, we are going to talk about the science, the scams, and why we still try when it comes to New Year's resolutions. So, take a deep breath. It's January, which means two things are happening simultaneously. Everyone is suddenly an expert on discipline, and we're all pretending that December didn't absolutely wreck us. Welcome back to the podcast. This is Mostly Accurate. I am your host, Monica. As always, for those first time tuning in, this is the place where we romanticize self improvement while fully acknowledging that most of us are still listening to this while eating something we swore we'd cut out this year. But, we're just human. So, welcome. This is New Year's resolution season, the time of the year where we collectively wake up on January 1st and decide everything about my life is unacceptable and I will fix it all immediately, at least this month. So, what does that mean? New body, new habits, new mindset, new routines. The same unresolved trauma still lingers, the same exhaustion, and the same kids waking us up at 5:11 a.m. So, listen. I love optimism. I really do. But today we're talking about why New Year's resolutions feel so powerful, why they almost always fail, and who profits from our ambition, and how we can reframe those goals in a way that doesn't make us feel like absolute failures by February. This episode is science based, it's a little bit sarcastic and deeply validating. So, this is a good episode for you, especially if you are a parent, a tired human, or, both. So let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. So, why don't we start today off with the psychology, the science? Yes, I love this. Why the new year makes us delusionally hopeful. And because this is not random, you guys. You're not weak, you're not dramatic. Your brain is just easily impressed by calendars. So, the fresh start effect. Let's talk about this. So, there's something called a fresh start effect, and it explains everything about why January 1st feels kind of like a personality reset. I am a Gemini, so I feel like every day is a personality reset for me. That's just how I live my life. But anyway, January, okay? Temporal landmarks like New Year's Day, birthdays, Mondays, even the start of like a new school year create psychological chapters in our minds. Your brain loves them because they allow you to mentally separate the past me from the future me. The future you is unstoppable. She drinks water, she stretches, she exercises every day. She doesn't lose her patience over spilled snacks. So, science shows that these moments increase motivation because they make change feel possible, even if nothing else has actually changed. Your problems didn't disappear at midnight. You just slapped a glittery timestamp on them. And suddenly you're like, this is the year I become disciplined. Like, no, no, no. This is the year you downloaded a habit tracker. Why do New Year's resolutions fail and why it's not a moral flaw? So let's be real, discipline and the fresh start effect. I think we all have experienced this, right? Like Mondays for me, I always feel like it's a new week, it's a fresh start to the week, even though our calendar like starts on Sunday. I guess I don't know. Sundays don't count. Sundays are for rest. But Mondays are for getting shit done. So I love Mondays. I think you set yourself up for success on Mondays because you have all the goals that you want to hit. You have all these ambitions, especially with a new year. Why not start it on a Monday? It's something about a new week, a new year. It's something that triggers some kind of mindset within you that makes you literally feel unstoppable. And if you're a very goal-oriented person and somebody who actually likes to stick to their goals and prove the haters wrong, which I like to do, if I'm going to make a goal, I'm going to set it, I'm going to go for it. But reality kicks in and, eventually those goals kind of fly out the window because of all the other things you have going on in your life. So, that poses the question, why do resolutions fail and why it's not a moral flaw? So let's get something straight here, you guys. Failing a resolution does not mean you lack willpower. Okay, it just means that you're human. The number one reason, that this is happening is because the goals are vague and they are aggressive. So, most resolutions sound like this: get healthy, be more present, lose weight, be happier. Okay, but how and when? Based on what structure? That is not a goal. That's just like a vibe. Research shows that goals without specific behaviors, timelines, and then realistic constraints are significantly more likely to fail. So your brain doesn't execute abstract intentions very well. Same with manifestation, because, like I'm such a weirdo hippie myself, but it's kind of the same as manifestation if you think about it, because manifestation, you have to be specific. You can't be vague. So if you have a specific goal set, you have an intention set. And then once you have that in your brain, like this is specifically what is happening. I am going to lose 8 pounds by this date. You're more likely to succeed because you have set the intention. Yes, your brain needs instructions, not inspirational quotes. So reason number two that our resolutions fail is because motivation is a liar, you guys. Motivation is not reliable. It is emotional. It is inconsistent. It disappears the second that you're tired. Like you can get up and go to the gym, but you can just lay down on the couch and you're watching some trashy reality show on Netflix. Which, by the way, I'm just going to get super sidetracked. I know I'm not going to do this doc review on this podcast, but I did watch this horrible, horrible Timu version of Real Housewives on Netflix, the members only. Oh my God, guys, it was so bad. It was so I'm not going to go into it, but like it was really, really bad. Okay, so let's get back into this. Sorry about that. Okay, January motivation is high because novelty boosts dopamine. Okay, so like the same chemical that makes buying planners feel productive, even if you've never opened them. But motivation fades quickly. Habits don't form instantly. And just, you have life interruptions. What do they say? It takes, 21 days to build a habit, which is completely true. I'm going off on a tangent again because I used to be a coach for Team Beachbody, which is now called Body. But yes, 21 days. It was Autumn Calabrese. I always say her name wrong, but she had a 21-day fix program. And I literally did this program every single day for 21 days. And then guess what happened after that? I didn't want to stop. Like I loved how I felt and I built that habit of making it, like a part of my life. But that was also before kids and other time constraints. So let's keep going here. Motivation drops basically. People blame themselves instead of the flawed system where they were sold that this is perfect and this is going to work for you. So, reason number three that our resolutions fail is that we start from exhaustion. Okay, like let's just be real. Let's talk about the timing of New Year's resolutions for just 1 second. We're coming off financial stress, social overload, holiday chaos, poor sleep, and major overstimulation. And then we say, okay, time to be a better person. Just quickly, that simply, I love the motivation, but it's a little far-fetched and ridiculous when you're coming off all of those things. That's like deciding to run a marathon the morning after a red-eye flight with a sick kid or something. You know what I mean? Like the problem isn't effort, it's recovery. So basically, you can't start at a good place if you're not fully ready to transition into this new lifestyle or this new you or this new person that you're trying to become. You need to set yourself up for success. And yeah, the motivation's there, but again, planning and, how you're going to execute this goal of yours is all dependent on how ready you are and how recovered you are from the holiday season. All right, guys, now that we have discussed the science behind how our brain works when it comes to New Year's resolutions, motivation, all those things, let's talk about the most common resolutions and why they're set up to fail. And we're not being negative here, we're being honest. We're doing some real talk for right now, and then later we'll talk about how to fix this. So let's look at what people actually resolve to do. Each new year. The top resolutions are exercise more, eat healthier, lose weight, save money, and improve mental health. These are huge categories and they're usually attempted all at once, you guys, which is crazy if you think about it. Like like you're trying to create like a whole new version of yourself all in 1 month, all these things. Like I just listed 5 things and like that's the ultimate multitasking right there. I feel like it's just much easier to pick one, but people like to just, you know, jam pack everything into one session. I totally get that and respect that. I have this weird thing about me where I just like to accomplish as many things as possible. And then if I don't, I feel like crap about myself. But again, I am just human. So basically, like people don't just want it to work out. They want a new body. They want better confidence. They want more energy. They want emotional healing. They want just control of their lives. And I get it. I get the glamour and the glitter around wanting all these things to happen at once. And that's a lot to ask of one treadmill, you guys. And research shows that nearly 80% of resolutions fail, many within the first 6 weeks. And it's not because people don't care, it's because they expect immediate transformation instead of gradual success and adaptation. And who is guilty of this? Like, come on, you guys. Tell me a time when you had a resolution that you actually were not overwhelmed by or did not fail within the first 6 weeks. And I'm sure there are some of you, and I am very proud of those people. Like, amazing. Good for you. Golf clap. Um, but for the majority of us, that is not a real expectation. And our goals do fail. And I think it's because, again, I'm just going to throw social media in there. We see all of this success, all of these fitness influencers and business entrepreneurs telling you this is what you need to do to bring in this amount of money each month. And, just whatever your goal may be, you need to do it for you. But again, be realistic with your intention. Start with some small goal, like, for example, quit smoking. There are some people that is a goal that they maybe have had every single year, but they tend to fail because life happens. They go all in because not only are they wanting to quit smoking, they want to lose weight, they want to eat healthier, they want to do all these things. Pick one goal, you guys, and just ride that through and then move on to the next. It doesn't you can list all of your resolutions on a vision board or whatever you do, but they don't need to all be attacked at once. I'm just going to throw that out there. It takes time. You have literally all year. It's January. Okay. Or whenever you're listening to this. So, let's talk about the businesses that thrive on this January delusion. Let's talk about who loves your New Year's resolution because someone is always making money off your hope. And as unfortunate that is, it's also a very successful business plan. The first, like the big one, gyms and fitness programs. I literally just mentioned earlier that I used to be a fitness coach. January is a great time of year, to sell, to do all of that stuff because there's that motivation right there. January is peak gym sign up season. Members spike dramatically left and right. Every day you're like, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to go 3 days a week, whatever it may be. But here's the kicker. Most gyms know that many members won't show up consistently after February. They're not evil. It's just the math and it's just how the human brain and life works. You're paying for who you hope to be, not who you are right now. What's the next one? The wellness and diet industry. You guys, yes, January is a feeding frenzy for these. You got your detox programs, you have supplements, you have diet plans, reset challenges, and the messaging is always like, you messed up, now fix it. And that really, it's something about sending a message like that really hits you. And I understand how it's so profitable and how it catches the attention of so many people, which conveniently ignores the reality of genetics, hormones, stress, sleep deprivation, motherhood, and yet we still buy it because we hope it's powerful. I can't tell you how many times like I've been on the internet and like, okay, what's a good cleanse and a good reset and like all this and like what supplements should I be doing? Should I try this diet? It's overwhelming, you guys. And I swear I have tried every fad diet. I have tried every new thing out there promising, except for GLP-1s. I have not tried GLP-1s, which is, I'm assuming, is going to be a huge one this year also, because I was just streaming or scrolling Instagram this morning and it was just bombarded with diet and GLP-1s and all these like fitness influencers. I don't know what it is, but like January 1st rolls around and everybody's just like, look at my body. Don't you want a body like this? Like, yeah, fuck yeah, I do. Like, but is that gonna happen? Probably like not this month. Probably not next month either. Like, I just bought some new pants yesterday. I plan on wearing those pants for a while. They're actually like those Gen Z pants. I know I'm like almost 40. I'm actually gonna be, I'm 30. Am I 37? Yes, I'm 37 right now. And I bought some pants from this really cute young girl. And then she gave me like these other pants to try on. She must have been like in her early 20s. Maybe she was 19. I have no idea. But she gave me these pants and I was just like, oh, these are going to look terrible on me. And then they actually looked really cute on me. And I bought 2 pairs of pants. So anyway, I'm not trying to lose too much weight because I really want to wear those pants because I think I look kind of cute in them. So oh, again, we just went off on a tangent. What were we talking about, you guys? Oh, yes, businesses that are thriving right now. This is like the new, this is one of the things that's thriving businesses are apps, planners, and trackers. So we love tools because they make change feel more structured, which totally makes sense. But tools don't create habits, you guys. Consistency does. Buying the thing is easier than doing the thing. And then, your brain rewards the purchase. Anyway, so here's an example of this. Let's take one of those fitness apps like Noom, for example. I've never used this app, but I do recall seeing a post, it was like a year or two ago, of somebody on Facebook that was like, well, it didn't work for me. I downloaded it and nothing happened. And I'm like, what did you think was gonna happen when you, like, downloaded the app? You would, like, instantly lose weight? Like, it is a tool to help you learn how to make different choices. It is a tool. By downloading the app, you're not just gonna magically lose 20 pounds. Like, you actually have to put in the work. But again, it's like this effect on your brain. It's like, I downloaded the thing, so now I'm set up for success. I'm not gonna do anything about it, but I downloaded the thing. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put in the work with it. So let's talk about the science of ambition and goal setting for just a quick second. We'll talk about the neuroscience, okay? But make it like digestible so it's super easy to understand what's happening in our brains. So dopamine and goals. When you set a goal, dopamine is released. Your brain feels accomplished even though nothing has happened yet. You've set that goal and it's this like magical like thing happening in your body and you have like this big rush like I'm going to do this and I'm going to be so great at it and it's going to work and all this. And then why is this happening though? Because talking about goals feels good. Planning feels productive. Announcing resolutions feels satisfying. But execution requires discomfort, and dopamine drops during discomfort. So people confuse feeling motivated with being prepared. Totally understandable. I get it. I'm sure we've all gone through this and can relate to this. So, why small goals actually work over these like grand goal setting resolutions that we make? Research consistently shows that tiny, specific goals are far more effective than overly ambitious overhauls. Your nervous system adapts to relatable behaviors, not grand intentions. Consistency beats intensity always, you guys. So I said this earlier, be specific and make it attainable. Don't be vague. It needs to be a goal that's actually going to work, and consistency always wins. I know personally, I have always been really hard on myself, not feeling like I was good enough, or, you know, you got an A, but why didn't you get an A plus kind of mentality. So I've always been like the kind of person who pushed myself. And actually, I really dislike that because sure, I am consider myself a very motivated person, but that adds stress and cortisol into my life that I do not want. And I 100% wish I was a more of a laid back person. And I kind of wish like I just didn't care so much if I achieved my goal in the time frame that I wanted or not. But realistically, if you do set New Year resolutions and you want to stick with them, you need that timeline. But again, we're spiraling here. Attainable goals set you up for success, and it needs to be specific and it needs to be small. Do not do big, grand gesture goals because they will fail. All right, now that we've taken a quick break, let's talk to the parents, especially the moms, because your resolutions don't exist in a vacuum. Mom resolutions often look like be more patient, take care of yourself, get more sleep, be more present, which is beautiful and also incredibly unfair because your schedule is not always yours and your sleep is not always yours. Your nervous system is constantly on alert. So, when a mom fails a resolution, it's not lack of discipline, it's lack of capacity. And maybe the resolution shouldn't be do more, Maybe it should be expect less perfection. Again, I mentioned this. I wish I was more like this. Maybe that's going to be my resolution because I can't even tell you if I really thought of any resolutions. Maybe giving less of a crap about what other people think and what's going on. But I would love to be kinder to myself and be more patient and be more present with my son. And baby steps. But again, those are vague and it takes just little moments and noticing when you're in those moments to make change happen. So, reframing resolutions without quitting on yourself. Here's the reframe. Instead of asking, what do I want to change? Ask, what can I realistically support? Instead of, I need to fix myself, try, I need systems that support the life that I actually have. All right. So now that we've thoroughly roasted the New Year's resolutions, let's talk about how we can actually make them work. We've breezed through it, but let's just really get into it because I don't want this episode to feel like everything is rigged, give up, or eats next. No, this is more like the system is broken, but you are not. So, step one, stop setting identity goals. Most people don't set behavior goals, they set identity goals. These are things like I want to be a healthy person, I want to be disciplined, I want to be more patient, I want to be that mom who has it together. Those are not goals, you guys. Those are personalities you're trying to cosplay, basically. And the problem is that when you fail at a behavior, you feel like you failed as a person. So instead of I didn't work out today, it becomes I'm lazy. So, first rule, detach your worth from the goal. You are not the resolution. You are the human attempting the resolution. See the difference? So, step two, shrink the goal until it feels almost embarrassing. This is where people roll their eyes, but this is also where science wins. Your brain builds habits through repetition, not intensity. Remember, repetition. 21 days. So instead of I'm working out 5 days a week, try I will move my body for 5 minutes, 3 days a week. 5 minutes sounds stupid until you realize, though, that it's doable when you're tired, it's doable when your kids are screaming, and it's doable even on the bad days. So once you start, momentum often carries you even further. But even if it doesn't, you still won. Consistency over motivation. It's always consistency. So, step three, Tie the goal into an existing habit. This is called habit stacking. It works because your brain already knows routine instead of like, I'll journal every night. Try after I put my phone on the charger, I write one sentence. Instead of I'll meditate daily, try I take 3 deep breaths while the coffee brews. You don't need a new routine. You just need to like piggyback off a current routine. Step 4, expect resistance. Don't be shocked by it. Here's something nobody tells you. If your goal feels uncomfortable, annoying, or inconvenient, that does not mean it's wrong. It means your nervous system is adjusting. Discomfort is not failure, it's adaptation. People quit because they assume if this were right for me, it would feel easier. Nope. No, girl. Change feels awkward. It's normal. The mistake is quitting because it feels hard instead of planning for the hard. And step 5, plan for I messed up. That's it. Just plan for it. It might be the most important part, honestly. Most resolutions fail after one mistake because people think, okay, well, I already ruined it, so why keep going? Here's the rule: missing once is normal, missing twice is a pattern, i.e., consistency. So, your goal isn't perfection, it's recovery. Instead of asking, how do I not mess this up? Ask, what will I do when I mess up? Because I will. You will. You're going to mess up. Nobody's perfect. And newsflash, like that's crazy, but yes, grace is a strategy. Shame is not. Step 6, reality check for moms and parents. Now listen, if you're a mom, your goals need a disclaimer. Your energy is unpredictable. Your sleep is unreliable. Your schedule is not yours. So your resolutions must be flexible, forgiving, and built around interruptions, basically. A mom friendly goal is not, I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and work out. It's more like, I'll move when I can and count it when I do. That's it. Progress for parents looks different. It's much more different than, it was when you were in your 20s. And that's not an excuse. It's just biology. Step 7, measure progress by effort, not outcome. So this one changes everything, you guys. Outcomes are slow, effort is immediate. Okay. Let's just roll that back real quick. Outcomes are slow, effort is immediate. Instead of tracking pounds lost, perfect streaks, external results, track attempts, track show ups, and track effort given on hard days because not every day is an easy day. Okay. Most days are hard days. And you showed up and you had enough motivation to attempt something, track that. That's effort. That's unstoppable. That shows consistency. Effort builds identity. Outcomes follow later. So, if you're listening to this thinking, okay, maybe I didn't fail, maybe my goal was unrealistic. Yes, girl, that's exactly it. Blaming yourself for failing is the worst thing that you can do. You are only human. So, let's just sit back. Close your eyes for just a quick second and ask yourself a couple questions. What resolution did you abandon the fastest and why? Why was it so quick and easy to just give up on that resolution and figure out a smaller version of that resolution that you wouldn't abandon, that is more attainable, that can make you more successful? Another question: have you ever kept a resolution longer than 6 months? If yes, good for you. That's amazing. If not, why not? What happened? Was it the lack of consistency or was the goal just too vague? Could you dial it back? Could you dial it in a little bit more? Could you set a timeline for the goal? What's a tiny habit that actually stuck? And why did that habit stick? That's showing you that you do have success in your goals, that you can stick to consistency. Maybe it was just something where you like saw the light at the end of the tunnel and that's why it stuck. And that's a great way to incorporate that into another goal that you would like to attain. And parents, this one's for you. what's one expectation you're letting go of this year? What is one thing that you think is just going to be like, oh, free? I know for me personally, that is going to just be to not expect perfection at all. I'm just done. I'm done with perfection. I am done with planning. I think for me, having too many organized things throughout the day, I'm just done with that because at the end of the day, I've noticed I feel worse when I don't accomplish the things that I had planned for the day. So I am just not going to be hard on myself anymore. If, the day goes awry because somebody had an extra poopy diaper, we just didn't make it to that play date. It is what it is. I don't care. I literally just don't have the time or the mental energy to just have that stress in my life. So I am letting go of that this year for sure. So that's just me. What about you guys? Like, if you ask yourself these questions and anything stuck out to you, put it in the comments. Let's have a conversation going, or just send me a DM, a voice note of anything that, stuck out to you, or how you're going to change your resolutions for this year, or if you're just going to just skip all the resolutions altogether. Whatever, that works too. If you fell off your resolution already, congratulations, you're normal. January does not define you, neither does February. Change doesn't need a holiday. You are not behind. You are just human, and that is enough. That's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked this episode, please share it with a friend. Please let me know what stuck out to you, or, just let me know what your resolutions are for this year. I would love to be your biggest cheerleader. I am rooting for you. I am rooting for all of you. I think you are all amazing, and I think you will all accomplish all your goals now that you have the tools to do it, and know the science on why most of them fail. But I know you guys are amazing, so you're just gonna crush all your goals this year. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this week. Thank you so much for listening. I love you very much. I'll see you next week. Okay, love you. Bye. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The facts are fuzzy. Our stories and opinions are just that, stories and opinions, not meant to be taken as professional advice.